Hi there! Welcome to another learning experience that you will surely enjoy. I know that you had a great time studying your previous lesson. In this module, you will learn how to use modal auxiliary verbs appropriately, as well as their structures and their usages.
Most essential learning competency. Use modals appropriately. By the end of this module, you should be able to do the following. Number 1. List the common modal verbs and identify what concept each expresses. Number 2. Describe how modal verbs are used correctly and how important are they in conveying a message. Number 3. Use modal verbs appropriately to express ability, possibility, advice, obligation, permission, intention, and request. And number 4, create sentences with modal verbs to express a particular. Let's have the test A. Direction. Underline the correct modal inside the parentheses. To complete the sentence, write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Let's have number 1. I thought I might visit Cape Town. Number 2. My friend might see me in Uganda one of these days. Number 3. He is amazing. He could dance shaku shaku, a famous dance in Nigeria. Number 4. She could speak Kwadi language when she was in Namibia 5 years ago. Number 5. If you were in Ghana, you should not use your left hand when you give anything to anyone. Now let's move on to test B. Direction. Tell the concept of each modal expressed in the following sentences. Choose your answer from the word pool. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. So, the words in the word pool are the following. A. Offer. B. Ability. C. Request. D. Permission. E. Invitation. F. Possibility. G. Suggestion. H. Obligation. And letter I. Intention. Number 6. I can speak Swahili. Number 7. They must arrive in Ghana before the sun sets. Number 8. Would you like to try robust tea from Zimbabwe? Number 9. I will visit the beautiful sceneries in Africa next week. Number 10. I will buy your favorite xylophone called Sosobala in Guinea. Number 11. Can I take a look at the portrait of the African Renaissance monument? Number 12. I think you may try playing Mancala with me when we arrive in Kenya. Number 13. Arman could cook chakalaka, a traditional African relish, when he was 9 years old. Number 14. African children who don't take enough food may suffer from micronutrient deficiency. Number 15. Amaka will arrive at the Kruger Mpumalanga International Airport tomorrow morning. In your previous lesson about writing a bibliography, you learned about the importance of using appropriate verbs. You use verbs in citing sources such that of find, conclude, explain, and others. For example, Cruz 2019 concluded that the study is more effective if videos are present. The verb concluded is called main verb or action verb. Sentences need at least one main verb and an auxiliary verb or helping verb to form a complete thought. Some examples of auxiliary verbs are can, will, shall, may, must, could, should, would, and might. These are called modal verbs. What are modal verbs? When and how do you use them? You will find out more on this as you go through this module. Let's have Activity 1. I can list and tell. Direction. List down 5 modal verbs you knew and tell what concept or meaning it expresses. The first one is done for you as an example. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Activity 2. I will tell you what's the word. Direction. Answer the following questions. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. Where do you place modals in a sentence? Number 2. Why are modals important in communicating with others? What are modals? Modals are helping verbs that are used only with the main verb to help express its mood, such that of possibility, ability, permission, obligation, request, and others. How do we use modals? Modal verbs are followed by the base form of the verb. Example, I will wash my hands. You should stay at home. Modal verbs do not inflect. They do not take an S in singular or D and ED or ING to change their tenses. I will give you examples. It can protect you from the virus. This is a correct sentence. It can protect you from the virus. This is an incorrect sentence. It can protected you from the virus. This is another incorrect sentence. It can protecting you from the virus. Another incorrect sentence. There is no do, does in the question. Would you like to come with me? This is correct sentence. Do you would like to come with me? This is incorrect sentence. There is no don't, doesn't in the negative. They can't be happy for me. This is correct sentence. They don't can be happy for me. This is incorrect sentence. They use not in the negative form. She could not come today. This is correct sentence. Amalia will not attend the class. This is another correct sentence. What do they express? The following chart demonstrates the uses of modal verbs. Can. It indicates that the subject is able to do something. Example, letter A. Lani can write haiku very well. Letter B. I can help you finish that song. Letter C. That boy can speak 10 languages. Can also expresses possibility. For example, letter A. Can I borrow your book? Letter B. Can she come with us? Letter C. Can you spend a little time with me? Could. It expresses an ability in the past. Example, letter A. I could dance tango when I was young. Letter B. She could fly via Cebu if she leaves the day before. Letter C. Ada could not help her friend with their assignment yesterday. Could also expresses polite request. For example, letter A. Could I borrow your glasses? Letter B. Could you help me with this project? Letter C. Could you please lessen the sound of your radio? Will. It expresses future intention or promise. For example, letter A. Alvin will call you next week. Letter B. Your mom will pick you up at 7. Letter C. I will send you the pictures I took last night. Will also expresses invitation or offer. For example, letter A. Will you join us at the party? Letter B. Will you take this gift from him? Letter C. Will you please help me lift this box? Would. It introduces habitual past actions. For example, letter A. I knew it would rain, so I brought my coat. Letter B. Even she was young, she knew she would succeed. Letter C. The baby would cry every time she heard her father's voice. Would also expresses desire or polite request. For example, letter A. I would like to live here. Letter B. Would you bring that basket to me? Letter C. What I would like is enough time to sleep. Shall. It expresses invitation or suggestion. For example, letter A. Shall I call the police? Letter B. Shall we meet at night? Letter C. Shall we start the meeting? Shall also expresses obligation in a formal situation. For example, letter A. Students shall not enter this room. Letter B. The workers shall not receive salary without rendering services. Letter C. The students shall devote their time and effort to improve their performance. Should. It offers advice or opinion. Letter A. You should go to the doctor. Letter B. You really should start eating healthy foods. Letter C. Children who have poor eating habits should take some vitamins. May. It indicates possibility or doubtful intention. For example, letter A. She may be home late. Letter B. I may skip dinner tomorrow. And letter C. They may ask you a lot of questions. May also indicates permission. For example, may I sit beside you? Letter B. You may start answering the test. And letter C. May I have the last slice of the cake? Might. It expresses uncertain possibility in the past. For example, letter A. Bart said that he might come. Letter B. I heard she might not stay here this weekend. Letter C. I thought I might finish reading this book before you read it. Might also expresses polite request. For example, letter A. Might I borrow your pen? Letter B. Might I ask one more question? Letter C. You might try calling her again. Must. It expresses necessity or obligation. For example, letter A. I must pay my bills now. Letter B. You must go to sleep now. Letter C. All students must wear face masks. Activity 3. I could get the gist. Direction. Rewrite the following sentences using modals so that they have the same meaning. The first one is done for you as an example. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Sentence. Politely request your friend to bring the medicine. Answer. Could you bring the medicine? Now it's your turn. Let's have number 1. Ask for permission to get a quarantine pass next week. Use a polite question. Number 2. Advise your friend to wash his hands very often. Number 3. You are forbidden to stay outside. Number 4. Tell Armand that it is necessary for him to wear face mask inside. Number 5. Explain that when you were outside the country, you were allowed to travel anywhere. Let's have activity 4. I should see the sign. Direction. Look at each sign below and tell me what it means. Elaborate your answers by completing the sentences with appropriate modals. Use the given concept to guide you. The first one is done for you as an example. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Example number 1. You must sneeze in your bent elbow. Let's have activity 5. What would I say if? Direction. Think about these situations and formulate sentences using modals. The first one is done for you as an example. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Situation. You want to make a promise to a frontliner who saved your friends. Your answer could be, I will treat you to a body massage. Now it's your turn. Number 1. You are the president of your class and are tasked to make 2 classroom rules on social distancing. What would be your answer? Number 2. You are planning to shoot a vlog with your teenage friends about sharing 2 skills you can learn while you quarantine at home. What would be your answer? Number 3. You were asked by your mother to give an advice to your younger sister or brother about proper hygiene. What would be your answer? Let's have the assessment. Test A. Direction. Identify the type of modal expressed in each sentence. Match column A to column B. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. In the column A, we have numbers 1 to 10. Number 1. I can distribute the medicine. Number 2. I will wash my hands every day. Number 3. Would you mind if I take off my mask? Number 4. You should see a doctor if you were still unwell. Number 5. I must follow the quarantine protocols. Number 6. The virus may continue to rage. Number 7. That would be the best vaccine. Number 8. We must follow the DOH protocols. Number 9. The threatening illness can take many lives. Number 10. Can you give us enough assistance? And in column B, we can find A. Ability, B. Advice, C. Request, E. Intention, F. Suggestion, permission, possibility, G. Possibility, I. Obligation or necessity. Task B. Direction. Rewrite the following sentences to make each more polite and formal. Use modals appropriately. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. I will be there. Number 2. Stay at home. Number 3. Stop coughing. Number 4. I can get it fast. And number 5. Do you want me to get the key? For your additional activity. Activity number 6. I must share and care. Direction. You are planning to organize a team of the Hands Who Care Club. This club should be composed of teens like you, who are willing to help your barangay through posting encouraging messages for the frontliners on social media. To organize your team, you are then to post an advertisement describing who can be the suitable candidates of this team. You have to include the following details in your advertisement. Make sure to use modals appropriately. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. 2 things a candidate can do. Number 2. 2 things a candidate should be able to do. And number 3. 3 things a candidate has to do in order to be part of the team. Your advertisement will be scored according to the advertisement rubrics below. Thank you so much for joining me until this hour. See you around!